So it's the end of the month review. Did a little bit better, but I've been selling a whole bunch of low dollar things, selling a whole bunch of things for, I think 25% off, and then another 10% off on top of that to just move some of the other older inventory and kick it out kind of deal and produce this so that I have plenty in the bank for this next step. So I'm looking for only $1,000. That's my absolute. If I don't make less, more than $1,000, I did something wrong. What you got here with this little asterisk here is I haven't shipped these sales from 1031. I haven't shipped them yet. So that's why you're seeing a little asterisk there, because I haven't made a shipping label for this one and today yet. I got to make those shipping labels Sunday night. And then, yeah, so here's your listings. I'm still making, and here's my listings. I did 249, not accounting the 5 that I did today. So 244 listings and 118 sales minus 3, so 115 sales in the last month of October. And there you go. Still doing pretty good on the, where's my thing? Here we are. So at 42% net and 34% average net per sale. That's good. I'm happy with these two. As long as it's over 30, I'm good. Like I'm saying, I am getting rid of other older inventory, so that really drops. I made $6 that day. I made $8 that day, and I'm really dropping that down. So yeah, $8 and 1021. Yeah. So yeah, I made 17, or I made one sale that day. That's why. But I listed 17 things. So I'm looking at this long term instead of just, I don't live on this. This is future or whatever. But that's what it is. I'm trying to just keep listings, keep the listings up. And that is what it is. But I think I did in one of the morning videos on 1029. I was not able to get any listings up. I built 3 AI agents to streamline the things on top of one other AI. So I have a sorting agent. I think I built that on 1027. She does all my sorting for me. And then I have a revised general listing agent that does all that. And then I have a heavy duty that I built also on the same day. And then right here, I was testing the sorting agent all day long and refining it and testing it. And I got it to a great point, but I wasn't able to listen to anything because I spent almost 5 hours. But I got that one down pat, and it now works like a dang trooper. It works great. And then I obviously picked it up from there. Got one day on there, but only got here because I had to help with a family member's thing. And I just only got 4 up that day. But yeah, you can kind of see, I think it was 10:30. So yeah, I kicked off a sale, and you got that. So where's my sales at? Yeah, so here we are. So yeah, you can see this is factoring everything. So this isn't just factoring cost of goods. This is also factoring all your eBay fees, and it factors everything. Let's see if I can just get a sale here. Let's go to sold. Let's just grab one for you. All sold. So let's get a realistic one here. One that's actually counted for. How about that? Here we are. So yeah, that's realistic. So I sold this yeah, here we are. This is perfect. So I sold this little thingy here. It was an older one. I know it was. So I bought this. Factor $10 for it. I bought it on. Are you not going to give me the date? Here we are. I bought it on August 29th. This is my one from 8/29. I sold it for $42.30 plus $12.50 shipping. That's right. I think it was like, yep. So everything's accounted for. So we got my purchase price, $10. I thought it was going to be better than that. Oh man, I should not have that in the picture. I shouldn't have the power supply in the picture, but whatever. I try not to show anything except for the item. I was only sending the 8-track player. I don't know why. I must have had a brain fart there and put the power supply in the picture, but whatever. So anyway, I counted $10 for it. Here's my fixed value fee. Here's the final value fee, including any promotions. That's what it costs to ship. $12.50 shipping. Like I'm saying, it's more than 10, and it wasn't going that far apparently, so it only cost me $12.50. But my goal is to stay within $2, so that's right where I want to be. Made $17.45 net for that, with a profit margin of 41%, which is good. That's actually a good one. But I wanted it to go. So here we go. Here's our things here, and it shows me the whole price history. So I listed it on October 6th for $44.95. I apparently had a sale on the 10th, and it dropped down probably by 25% to $33.71. The sale ended. It dropped and went back up. Yep, the sale, it was a weekend sale. That sale ended. It went from 33 back to that. Had another sale the next week, it looks like. Went down back to 30, went down by 25%. That sale ended. Went back up to, had another sale, had another weekend sale, October 24th to the 27th. Went from there by 25% again. And then, apparently they, so yeah, somebody must have sent me an offer for $30. And I accepted it because they didn't want to pay $33.71. When did it sell? October 28th. Yeah, so they noticed the sale ended. So the sale ended on the 27th, and they seen it jump back up to $44.95, and then they must have sent me an offer for $30. I accepted the offer because it was only $3 below what I was already asking, and I was also doing this. So this was the base price, and I was sending out another 10% on top of that. So I probably sent them a offer for, what is that? $371. So that should have been like $30.50. I sent them an offer for it, and then they sent me back an offer for a flat $30. So okay, so I accepted it because it was less than $1 apparently than what I sent them. So yeah, I jumped on that, and yeah, so that's what's going on. So here's how everything works. All that's accounted for. It gives me the purchase date, the purchase price, the SKU, where it is, and how this works is it's basement BM section 5 B1. So this is basement section 5 B1, and then the item number -2228. And then, so here's my selling cost, which is accounting for everything with my total cost here. Like I'm saying, net return, ROI, net profit. And, yeah, so that tells me everything. And when I'm telling you this little location here, so when I say that, here we are, we're in BM1 right behind me here. BM1 I3, and yes, I simply just write on the box. So there's 490, 491, 496. It's all over the place, folks. 575. Anything can fit in the area. It doesn't have to go in order. It's all boxes to me. Once it's in the box, it's all boxes. So here we go. We got a 452 next to an 850. And yeah, that's a recycled box, obviously. I use a lot of recycled boxes. There's a light box. I love using light boxes because they're nice and clean and usually crazy, crazy heavy duty. Let's see if I can get a rating on it. There's one. Oh well, that one's not that great. Usually they're like 45 or 50 pounds. They're usually crazy heavy ratings on it. If I can get my seat to play with me, the wheel does not want to play. I don't know. Whatever, I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, great, we don't have a rating. All right, whatever. Anyway, light boxes usually have an amazing high rating, and because they're lights and you don't want them getting broke. There we are. Look at this. This little box. Itty bitty box there, because it's meant for bearings or whatever. it could take 75, it's got a good crush on it. So stuff like that. Anyway, that's the end of the month. I didn't do amazing. I didn't do horrible. And all that. And I've been using this little program since the start. Because here you are. 10 orders ready to ship. So I got to do all those. And there's 25 that need to be accounted for still. Because apparently I've been a little lazy. So, just playing around with that. That's just how I did for the month. And yeah, you can go back 90 days if you want to and see how you did. So that's what I did in 90 days. So, as you could see, the lines are all over the place. So that's what happens when you sell anything and everything that you can make a profit on. You're going to have weird, it's not going to look like a sine wave. It's going to be all over the place. But here's what I did for this month. Let's not go with 90 days. Let's go with what I did for this month. And you know what? Let me jump back to that real quick. So this compared to what I did over 3 months, it's actually good. So I got $5,000, but that's only over 3 months. So this has actually not been a bad month. And almost $2,000 here. So it is what it is. How I'll show you the year. Here I am for the year. What the heck, right? Year to date. That's how we do that. So there's my year to date. And yeah, it's about 50%. 45 margin, 36% average over the year. $17. Like I'm saying, I need to kick this up. I need to kick that up. And don't mind this drop. That's just how the graph works and such. But there you are. So that's what I did for the month. Trying not to over chatter or anything. I don't know. Hopefully somebody learned something. But that's why I've been using this thing from the very, very start of my thing, of my store. And it is an account. It's a way to account for every penny. And you only have to think about it. It even does the shipping automatically. It imports the ship. It imports everything off of eBay, which is why I'm only doing eBay right now. Because this takes care of so many headaches. But it also lets me see how all my sales are. And I want to do all that before I do that. Anyway, like I'm saying, I had some drop in sales and drop in listings because I was figuring out, I've been building this business, building everything up. And that's what's going on there. So that's all I'm doing. Ignore all this because like I'm saying, this only matters if the entire year is accounted for. This matters, but until the entire year is accounted for, these numbers really don't matter because I still have 3 auctions that are not fully accounted for at this point. So, and plus I haven't accounted for my, this also goes into my, ledger and all this. I haven't fully accounted for, where the bloody heck, there we are, income statement. So this income statement is wrong because I haven't accounted for all the house stuff yet and all that. So, wait, what? Oh, that's for today. I was like, what the hell? Okay, there we are. So why am I in the negative? Oh, no. So, actually, I should be in the negative here because, like I'm saying, I haven't accounted for all my house and car. See, there we are. Actually, yes, I did account for that. But I haven't accounted for all my business expenses and everything. I do put them in the ledger, but like the house stuff, I'm still figuring out my house ratio. It has changed because I've changed my storage. So that's something, it's November. I need to get my butt moving on that. And I'll have done someday this month. I'm going to figure out exactly. I know it's, last year I claimed 30% being crazy safe. And then this year I found out that this nifty thing called storage, you can account for storage space. So that's going to kick my ratio into the 70s. Which is another reason why I haven't done all this. And I'm going to also try to backlog that for last year. Because like I'm saying, I did 30%. So I should be able to change that from last year. You have 3 years to fix stuff like that. So I need to get an exact square footage of everything. But I was factoring it only on what I was using. I'm using my whole house here, folks. But you're only able to use the living space for, I thought you're only supposed to use the living space, but when storage space is accounted for, that can really increase your thing. Anyway, that's not all accounted for here. So these numbers are actually, last year I made 0. This year I'm going to make 0 easily, because this isn't even factoring some car things in there. So, yeah, shipping label adjustments up $1. That's not bad. Yeah, so we're getting there. I don't know where I made $450, and I don't know what the heck that's about. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, yes, I know what that is. I know what that is. Okay, yeah. So I sold something locally, and this is 6% accounted for that. Local sale right there. Yeah, that's what that is. That's something I sold locally, and because I did sell it, I think it was something of mine. I sold it locally for $450, and I accounted for the 6% sales tax in that. I know I accounted for it somehow. So yeah. Because I live in Michigan, that's what the sales tax is, and so I don't want to play around with anybody like that. And yeah, like I'm saying, this inventory is probably $2,000 short of this. It's probably $2,000 I haven't accounted for yet in inventory, which is going to make this next to nothing. I know I'm going to be into the unless I make some crazy sales here. I'm not going to. I should be in at 0 once again this year. Yeah, 26. Because I showed you guys didn't account for it yet, but this is, it gives you a real idea here. And we're getting there. But that's this year kind of deal. So working a couple hours a day, I made 32 grand, which sounds great on paper, but it's really not. Because like I'm saying, I've been doing tons of growth. I built the trailer in the spring. You guys go all the way back to, I think March is when I showed the video on the trailer. That I built the trailer in the spring. And then I used the heck out of that trailer. I used it for getting more supplies. I used it for getting several motorcycles that I wouldn't have got anyway. And stuff like that. A lot more than just a truck. And then I also had to rent a trailer to get all the shelving that I showed you guys. Because I blew out the hub on that trailer, and I have to get anything for that. Or I have to get a new hub for that. But I'm going to wait next year to do that. Because I know this is going to be 0. And once you're at 0, this is probably going to be, I'm guessing, probably $3,000. This is probably not 3. It'll probably be about $1,200 short of being in the black. It'll probably be about $1,200 in the red this year. Last year I was in the red. I started and only ran for 6 months, planning on being in the red, just figuring stuff out last year. And then this year is going to be my first full year, and I should be, like I'm saying, probably $1,200 in the red this year once everything's accounted for. I know this looks like I made a profit, but like I'm saying, I got to go through and account for everything. I haven't accounted for any of my house mortgage, in which I can account for a percentage of that. I can account for the percentage of the electric bill. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be in the 30s, but it should be closer to the 70s. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out an exact amount. And then I just bought this generator too. And I should be able to account something for that, but I got to figure it out. Because if the power goes out, I can't list. I can't sell. I got to talk with a CPA on if I can claim that or how much I can claim on that. But potentially I can claim a little bit of that kind of deal too. And I need to go through. Actually, I got to buy supplies tonight. So that'll be, here we are. Look how much I spent on supplies this year. It'll be almost $3,000 at the end of the year that I've spent on supplies, because I box everything at listing. Everything is boxed up at time of listing. You're all the way down kind of deal. Everything's boxed at time of listing. You're all boxed up. So everything's boxed at time of listing. So everything's accounted for. It can go out the next day, sometimes even the same day that way. but it does make your shipping supplies go through the roof. And which is not a horrible thing, but it's something that you need to account for. And the price of shipping supplies are only going to go up. So having everything boxed is a way that I can kind of counter those prices going up, and have everything ready to go, which does reduce listings a day, but only partially, because just how I do it. I usually use AI, and by the time everything's done uploading and processing, and I made 1 or 2 refinements to it to get the thing down to where it's perfect, I've spent 5 minutes, and while I'm doing that, I am packaging. And usually I can kick out a listing within 10 minutes, even one that's requires several refinements. For the most part, I can kick out a listing in about 5 to 10 minutes, if depending on a lot of things. I'm all over the place because it really depends. If it's like watches, those are nothing to package and send out. Or if it's something that like a chandelier, which I have, if it's something like a chandelier, well, I got to get a custom box for that. It's going to take me longer to package it and all that, but it's worth it. So yeah, there we are. Anyway, we're not giving you the entire year just yet. No teaser for you. But yeah, more insights. Last 30 days. So that's how I did for the month. And, I mean, it works. Numbers are still good. Still making good money. Could be making more if I was doing that, but that's why I made this little listing agent here, so that I can actually get my average net up. Because this isn't bad. I don't disagree with this. I'm still making good profit margin, but I would like to get this number up. So all my listings from here on out, with a few exceptions, I'm not going to say I'm not doing exceptions, but all my plan listings, what my goal is to have everything above 20, listed above 20, so that when I do a thing, my absolute lowest will be $15, which will bring my up, and then this should actually be, the average should be closer to 50, with this being closer to, the average gross should be closer to 50, with this being closer to 20 to 25, with a few exceptions, a few high dollar exceptions. But, it really should be higher, because I'm kind of wasting my time. I try to save as much as I can. It's a problem with me. I got to remember this is a business, and I can't justify listing things for $10, and making sales that are, here we are, $6 sales. God, I don't know what I did there. How did I make 32 in gross and only $6 in sales? What the hell? Oh, whatever. Yeah. So, I know, because it's fees. I must have had a really high percentage on that promoted. But whatever. Like I'm saying, I'm also knocking that down. So anyway, that's how I did for the month. I'm talking way too much. Sorry about making this so long, but that's how I did for the month, folks. And like I'm saying, I do these every month. So if somebody wants to see the entire journey, including myself, wants to see the entire journey going all the way back to the start, just watching these end of the month review videos, you can, and that'll give you a full tour. You hear about people saying it all the time. I really wish I would have recorded this from the start. Well, here you are. I record everything. I tell everything. I tell you what I'm doing every day, and I might as well document it. So there you are. And yep. See you, folks. Thank you.